Enjoy your video and please subscribe. Hoki-Doki Adventures. Storybooks brought to life.
Hoki and Doki had heard about summer camp from their friends and they were very excited to go. They went to the camp office and picked up a brochure that had pictures of campers doing all sorts of fun activities like hiking, swimming, and making crafts. They couldn't wait to sign up and packed their bags with all the things they thought they would need like sunscreen, bug spray, and flashlights. They were so excited for the adventure that awaited them. The day finally came for Hoki and Doki to go to summer camp. They packed up their bags and headed to the bus station. They hopped on the bus with other excited campers and sang camp songs all the way to the campsite. When they arrived, they were greeted by friendly counselors who showed them to their cabin. They met their cabin mates and explored the campsite. They saw the lake, the hiking trails, the archery range, and the craft room. The next day, Hoki and Doki went on a nature hike with their cabin mates. They saw all sorts of amazing things like colorful flowers, chirping birds, and fluttering butterflies. They even saw a deer drinking from a stream. The camp counselor taught them about the different plants and animals they saw on the hike. They stopped at a clearing and had a picnic lunch. They listened to the sound of the wind in the trees and felt the warmth of the sun on their faces. After lunch, they went to the lake and went swimming. They played Marco Polo, practiced swimming strokes, and went on a canoe ride. They even saw a family of ducks swimming nearby. The next day, Hoki and Doki spent the day with their new friends. They played soccer, did arts and crafts, and had a talent show. Doki showed off his juggling skills, while Hoki sang a song. They also had a bonfire and roasted marshmallows. They sat around the fire and shared stories and jokes. They looked up at the stars and tried to find constellations. The last day of camp arrived and Hoki and Doki were sad to leave their new friends and the beautiful nature of the campsite. They exchanged contact information and promised to keep in touch. As they rode the bus home, Hoki and Doki talked about all the fun things they did at camp. They felt grateful for the memories they made and looked forward to going back next summer.
Playdates: the story of Hoki-Doki and their playdates.
Hoki and Doki were two little pigs who loved nothing more than playing with their friends. They had lots of friends, but they especially loved going on play dates with their best piggy friends, Oink and Snort. One sunny morning, Hoki and Doki woke up with a plan. They wanted to have the best play date ever. They called up Oink and Snort, and together they made a plan to meet up at the park later that day. Hoki and Doki were so excited, they could hardly wait for their play date to begin. When Hoki and Doki arrived at the park, Oink and Snort were already there, waiting for them. They all ran up to each other and gave Big Piggy a hug. Then, they set up a picnic area and laid out all their favorite snacks. There were apples, carrot sticks, and some other treats in the basket. They all sat down to eat and chat about all their favorite things. They laughed and squealed and had a wonderful time together. After they finished their picnic, Hoki-Doki suggested they play a game of tag. Oink and Snort were thrilled with the idea, and they all took off running through the park. After lots of running and squealing, they all collapsed onto the grass, exhausted but happy. As they caught their breath, Hoki suddenly had an idea. He suggested they build a fort out of sticks and leaves. Oink and Snort loved the idea, and they all set to work gathering supplies. They worked together, piling sticks and leaves on top of each other to build a little shelter. It wasn't the fanciest fort, but it was perfect for them. As the sun started to set, Hoki-Doki knew it was time to head back home. They said goodbye to Oink and Snort, promising to plan another play date soon. On the way home, Hoki-Doki talked about all the fun they had that day. They agreed it was the best playdate ever, and they couldn't wait to do it again. As they snuggled up in their beds that night, Hoki-Doki dreamed about all the adventures they would have on their next playdate. They knew that with their best friends by their side, anything was possible.
Doctor's Visit, the story of Hoki-Doki visiting the doctor.
One sunny day, Hoki-Doki were playing outside in their mud pit. They were having a great time splashing around and chasing each other. But as the day went on, they started to feel unwell. Hoki had a fever and Doki was coughing a lot. They didn't know what was wrong with them, so they went to their mom for help. She took one look at them and knew they needed to see the doctor. Hoki-Doki had never been to the doctor before, so they were a little nervous. But their mom assured them that everything would be okay. They got in the car and drove to the doctor's office. When they got there, they saw lots of other animals waiting to see the doctor too. There were cats, dogs, rabbits, and even a turtle. Hoki-Doki watched as each animal went in to see the doctor and then came back out feeling better. Finally, it was Hoki-Doki's turn to see the doctor. The doctor was very friendly and made them feel comfortable. She checked their temperature, listened to their heartbeats, and looked in their ears and mouths. Hoki-Doki were a little bit scared, but the doctor was very gentle and explained everything she was doing. She told them they had a cold and gave them some medicine to make them feel better. After they left the doctor's office, Hoki-Doki went home and took their medicine. They spent the rest of the day resting and playing quietly. The next day, they woke up feeling much better. Their fever was gone and their coughs were much quieter. They were happy to be feeling better and grateful to the doctor for helping them. Hoki-Doki learned an important lesson from their visit to the doctor. They realized that it's okay to ask for help when you're not feeling well, and that going to the doctor can help you feel better faster. They also learned that it's important to stay healthy by washing their hands, eating healthy foods, and getting enough sleep. Hoki and Doki were grateful for their good health and promised to take care of themselves so they wouldn't get sick again.
Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe.